Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shenanigans Comedy Theater presents Clash of the Comics. This is our live online comedy competition coming to you every Tuesday and Thursday with comics from all over the place. Before we get our show started, I want to just give this little disclaimer that this is a rated R show. Content will include crude language, adult themes, and drug references. This is intended for mature audiences only, so if this is not your cup of tea, please see your way out right now. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not reflect or represent those of Shenanigans Comedy Theater. Now, just a little bit. With 6 comics competing for your votes, and your votes will determine the winner, so get ready to be judgmental AF. That's how we do it around here. And I am Kimberly Wilson. We appreciate you being here tonight, and I'm super excited about the folks we have going on the show right now. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments about somebody's volume, but I don't know. It shows that it's good on my end, so I'm going to hope that it is. All right. So we're going to get started first with a gentleman out of Los Angeles. Here is Mario Caballero. Hey, Mario, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How's it going, everybody?
Sweet. All right, Mario, you're going to have 5 minutes. I'm going to give you a light at 4.5 and again at 5. If you're still yapping at 5:15, we'll cut you off because it's a contest. I'm saying that as much for the listening audience as for you. I know you know the rules. Do you have any questions or concerns before I start your time?
I think I'm good.
All right, sir. Then your 5 minutes start now.
All right. What's going on, everybody? I guess to get things started, yes, my name is Mario, and I know what a lot of you are thinking. That does come with extra baggage growing up on the playground, all right? I had a lot of dumb questions that I had to, answer. Stupid stuff like, hey, Mario, with that name, bet you know something about pasta or plumbing. It's like, nah, man, it's more like pozole, and I could probably change your brakes under 20 minutes or so. Like, hey, Mario, bet you got a, pet dinosaur named Yoshi at home. Haha. I'm like, come on, bro. Stop being prejudiced. I got a dog like everybody else. Like, come on, man. At least I had a dog, Passed away about like a year or 2 years ago. Very sad. His name was Kilo. Died of a cocaine overdose. So. Who saw that one coming, right? Yeah. You get questions like, hey, Mario, bet you enjoy some mushrooms every once in a while. Haha, make the experience a little bigger, huh? See different worlds and stuff. And I'm like, you ain't lying on that one. You got me there. Doesn't matter if it's portobello, shiitake, psilocybin. Yo, put that on my pizza, man. We try and hit the warp zone, man. Oh, man. I have more of a green thumb than anything. If be my, drug of choice, I would be, weed there. But I think it's kind of funny because we had a 420 big weed holiday that happened recently. And I can't not tell you how many different people I saw on my Instagram feed and my Twitter feed who were just, like, taking big old rips from their bong and, like, smoking out of their mask and stuff. I'm like, bro, you're in your living room. Like, you're not going to get the COVID from anybody there, man. Like, come on. I already know you don't pass the weed to begin with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what concern do you have? Like, what's going on, man? Oh, man. It's pretty funny, man. Speaking of masks, I've been watching a lot of these news broadcasters recently, and I don't think I could take the advice from a lot of these, people, because from everybody I see, it's like a lot of, white newscasters telling everybody to wear just the, red or blue bandana or whatever they got around their house. I don't know about you guys, but, like, I live in South Central Los Angeles, so, like, walking up and down the street with that over your face, probably not the safest thing to do in the world. So I had to buy myself a new mask. So I had to get this one. Tell everybody I'm, my how I'm doing. This is the weed cough. It's not from the COVID, all right, guys? So, gotta get that straight. I don't know. Living here in Los Angeles and in California pretty much my whole life, I have a little bit of a different perspective, I guess, on smoking weed and stuff. Because we've been legalized here for a little while. So, in my opinion, people have been getting a little too bougie, though, as of late. Like, with the way they smoke. So, before this whole lockdown period started, I went to go talk to a friend of mine to see if they wanted to smoke with me or whatnot. And they came back with me with like a checklist of questions. And I was like, not prepared for this. They're like, hey, man, is that indica or is that sativa? If it's a hybrid, is it indica dominant or sativa dominant? What's the THC and the CBD percentage? What dispensary did you get it from? What's the lot number from the grow house that it was grown from? I had to look at them and be like, bro, how the hell do I know, man? I got this shit from the dude named Hector down the street. like, it looks purple to me. I think I'm gonna smoke it, man. My buddy, he got all like, prissy and stuff like that. He's like all taken aback. It's like, man, I don't know if I can smoke with you today, Mario. You got that illegal weed. I only smoke legal stuff. I pay my taxes and all this, keep it above. And I had to stop him for a second. I'd be like, hey, man, I think the weed prefers to be called undocumented weed, all right? This is a tense political climate. You got to be careful with that, vocabulary, bro. Just because it doesn't have its papers, and you don't know if it came from this side of the border or not, it still deserves respect, man. So I'm going to smoke it. Crazy. So I guess I'm a little bit of a degenerate, as you can tell. I like to go out. I like to have a good time. And, this whole quarantine lockdown period has gotten me really antsy, right? So I'm seeing, the stuff that I used to do kind of like in my day-to-day. Like, for instance, I went to Costco the other day, and I felt like that's the new version of our nightclub. You go to Costco, you got lines that are way too long. It's an exclusive membership. They discriminate with the dress code. Might not need to wear a collared shirt, but you definitely got to have a mask on. And I always end up buying way too much alcohol. I don't know about you guys. The Costco shoppers, they buy in bulk too, so they tend to be the people who are more dressed to the nines, so everyone's looking sharp. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Mario Caballero, everybody. Well done, sir. And now we're going to go to Indiana and say hey to Chase Everly. Hey, Chase, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, thank you. You have any questions, comments, or concerns before we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, your 5 minutes start now.
Hey, guys, how's your year been? You been as productive as you promised yourself you would be? Me neither. We're all a shittier version of ourselves than we were in 2019. Who'd have thought? I did like watching the UFC fight, though, with no crowd there, because I've never felt closer to God. I was just like, yes, peasants, fight for me. It was a great feeling. But I'm new here to Indiana, so I don't even shout out Hoosiers. How you doing? I'm new to Indiana, but I worked at the casino whenever I first moved here. So as you can imagine, I saw the same crackheads every single day. I could set my clock to them at that casino. But one day I was driving to work and I saw a new one, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's the new model. That's the 2019 crackhead, and he's on a bike and he's directing traffic. And I was like, hell yeah, he woke up for that today, man. And I noticed the way he's pointing me is not the way that I have to go. So I was like, we're cutting ties here, man. And I just made my turn anyways. And he starts losing it. His hands are on his helmet. He was wearing a helmet. And he's screaming. And I'm a generous man at the very least. So I rolled down my window and I was like, fuck you. And he was like, what? I said, fuck you, man. He said, man, it's a one-way. I looked up and he was right. That wasn't a crackhead at all. I'm the crackhead. That was just a guy with a bike. You've ruined me, casino. Although I got some really good customers while I was there. I had a man come in whose second language was Italian, which is also my second language. So we were speaking back and forth a little bit in broken Italian, but everything I was translating was weirdly affectionate or effeminate. And I was like, one of us is translating this wrong. And then as he stood up to leave, he left a big tip and said, goodbye, beautiful. I had to call my wife. I was like, I don't know what I agreed to. He might be moving in. It was in a different language. I don't know. He might live with us. We need him, babe. He has a 670 credit score. So I was reconnecting with my younger brothers. We live 13 hours away. They live in Virginia. And we were reconnecting, talking about the old days. And I was like, do you remember when we would get constipated and Mom would put the booger blower in our butt to help us poop. And my older brother Chandler was like, woof, yeah. And his twin was like, hold the fucking phone. What happened to you? We were all three like, Mom. So we go running up the stairs, and Noah runs in first. And he's like, Mom. And I burst past him and said, why didn't Noah get molested? She was like, what? Oh, Noah never got constipated. But I still tell him to this day it's because he wasn't pretty enough. Mario mentioned he's a degenerate. I'm definitely a degenerate myself. I was drinking with my very best friend, Trent. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings knocking back drinks, and his mom called me. She goes, we need to talk. Your house or mine? I was like, my house, my house, my house. I hung up, and I was like, it's an intervention. It's the best. I was so excited. We were so pumped for this intervention. We paid our tab, and we fly home. As soon as we get home, I pour myself a glass of scotch so I can drink it during the intervention. Like, yeah, you piece of shit, you're ruining our lives. And then his family rolls in 8 deep. 8 people walk in. We're like, oh, I pull out my phone. We didn't get surprise birthday parties as kids. This is our surprise birthday. And as soon as they walk in 8 deep, they said, Trent, listen, your little brother's having a baby. He said, motherfucker, that's a text. So that's how that goes, I guess. Degenerates. I keep reading on Facebook every day that, or just about every day, I see something along the lines of, the worst day sober is still better than my best day using. And I don't know who's writing this shit. Some of those days using drugs were the best days of my life. Those were some of the worst days of my life were during those days, and it's because I didn't have enough money to use drugs. I'm sorry that I had better friends and probably better drugs than you, but I don't share the concept. All right, well, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much.
Chase Everly, everybody. All right, and we have one more comic before you get to vote for a round 1 winner. We're going to go to Burleson, Texas, and Kim Wadsworth. Hey, Kim, how's it going?
It's going good. Going good.
Good deal. Any issues before we start your time?
No, I'm good. The traffic was hell getting here, but I'm good. Good. I'm ready to go.
All right. Well, your 5 minutes start now.
Cool. I'm a Gen Xer, but yesterday I felt like such a boomer. I mean, just doing the sound check with Kimberly and the other comics, I couldn't get my mic working. I couldn't get my video working. By the time I got my video working, they could only see half of me. And it dawned on me, my webcam has a pixel per square pound limit. And I'm a big girl. And I'm very round. Pixels are square. And you know what they say? You can't fit a round queer into a square hole. Heard it my whole life. Yeah. I mean, and I used to be in great shape. I was in great shape. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force. And I always kept fit. The cool thing about being in the Air Force is I got to travel to some exotic places, you guys. I mean, I've been to San Antonio, Texas, Biloxi, Mississippi, and Dayton, Ohio. I mean, really, I'm just bragging now. I was actually in Dayton for 9 years until I finally made my way back home to Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas originally. Now I live out in the sticks, Burleson. I realized when I got back home, Texas has some bizarre laws, you guys. Crazy laws. In the state of Texas, you can own an unlimited number of guns. And that's cool. I mean, it's your Second Amendment. Do what you need to do with that. That's not the weird part. The weird part is, thanks to a 1973 obscenity law, in the state of Texas, you can only own 6 dildos. Did you know that? And there you go. Yeah. And the gun argument is easy. It's simple. It's always the same. Guns don't shoot people. People shoot people. It's always bothered me a little bit. I'm confused by that. Like, how did we get that dildo law? Because in my opinion, dildos don't poke people. People poke people. I mean, like, how would they even know if you were over that legal latex limit? And would they send in a K9 unit? Is that like a KY unit? Well, I had it, but it slipped right through my hands. I ponder these things, like, what would be the penalty for violating such an important piece of legislation? You are hereby sentenced to hard time. I think that's the point. I mean, some of you guys may call that just a tip. But listen, I want to know where I need to throw my resume in to be on this dildo patrol. I think I know the ins and outs of this one. But I'm going to admit something to you right now. I'd be a felon in the state of Texas if I were single. You guys are smart. You can do the math. That's right. Me and my girlfriend get 12. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, oh, sure, that's just a technicality that we'll get off on. But listen, it doesn't our options. Gives us a little more bang for that buck, you know what I mean? I think it'd be really crazy if we had to register our dildos. You know, you got to fill out the permit application. You got to pay the fee, go through the waiting period. I'm sorry, babe, but according to the state of Texas, we got to wait 7 days for the Penetrator 2000 with easy reload battery and rapid fire pulsating action. I'll catch you next week. Here's the thing, and you can take this to the bank. Not one time in U.S. history, in fact, not one time in the history of the world has anyone ever stormed into a Walmart with an arsenal of dildos and orchestrated a mass poking. Hey, that's my time, everybody. I'm Kim Wadsworth. Thank you so much.
Kim Wadsworth. Before I go off your screen here, Kim, I just want to point out to everyone in the audience that at one point, out of frustration in your material, you slapped right there in the middle of your head, and that faux hawk went nowhere. Like, it stayed right. Look at it. It's still in perfect form. That's amazing to me. Sweet.
Ray, 4 times.
I'm jealous.
That's the thin blue line. That's where it is.
All right,
That's
ladies and gentlemen.
That's my quarantine hawk.
Your quarantine hawk. Nice. All right, it is now time to vote. If you will notice on your screen, there is a QR code, but I understand that if you are watching and voting on the same device, that does you no good. That's why we also have a URL underneath the QR code. And in the comments, we have dropped a link to the voting as well as in the description of the video. The voting period will be open for 5 minutes. Whoever wins this round will come back and do an additional 3-minute set at the end with the winner of the second round. Your 5-minute voting period starts now. That's right, live stand-up comedy from the comfort of your car. It's like a drive-in movie. You park your car in a space facing the stage. You tune your car stereo in to 95.7 to hear us loud and clear. In accordance with the governor's guidelines, please do not leave your vehicle. Show times are at 8 and 9:30 p.m. and run for about 45 minutes. The cost is only $20 per carload. Spaces are limited. Get yours at shenaniganshsv.square.site. Please bring your own refreshments and use the bathroom before you get here. This weekend, in honor of Mother's Day, we bring you our Momedy Show. All moms, all shows. This is an outdoor event, however, as long as it's not storming, the show will go on. If weather is questionable, please check our Facebook page for updates. We hope to see you soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is just a quick reminder on the slide there that if you have $1, $2, $3, $5, $10, whatever, if you can afford to throw anything our way, we sure would appreciate your support. These folks that are winning these weekly rounds will be competing for a $100 prize in just a few weeks. So that will help to go to support our contest as well as to support the comics. Once again, I am your host, Kimberly Wilson, and we have a winner for our round one. So guys that are on Skype and me, let's do a drum roll. Y'all help me out with a drum. The winner for round one is Kim Wadsworth, everybody. Congratulations, Kim.
Yay, Kim. Woohoo.
And we will see Kim back at the end of this round to go up against whoever wins this round. So we'll go ahead and get this round two started. We're going to go to Erin Patrick in Baltimore, Maryland. How's it going, Erin?
Oh, it's going great.
Fantastic. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we get you started?
Nope, all good to go.
All right, well, your 5 minutes start now, Erin.
All right, well, hope everybody's having a good night. Let's see, quarantine, man. It's been pretty tough for me. Maybe not for the same reasons as y'all. The fact is, for me, I keep getting rejected by my 3-year-old when I try to give him hugs, which is, it's always pretty tough for a parent when that happens. But I realized I haven't been shut down this much since one night my wife and I were out at the bar, and we had one of those cute couple nights where we looked at each other and said, let's make a bet and see who can get more strangers' phone numbers, right? You know, it's a fun thing to do. Except for me, because I ended that night with 0 digits, probably because I kept referring to them as digits. So not the type of language the ladies or the gentlemen were into that evening. But speaking of my wife, with all this extra time on our hands, we have been reconnecting and getting to talk a lot more. And recently I've realized that my wife and I remember things differently, right? Like when it comes to the birth of our son, my wife doesn't really remember that much. I, on the other hand, heard everything, saw everything, remember everything. It was a lot. It was a lot. Any other gentlemen that have been in that room know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think it was just my expectations weren't there. Like, I thought it was going to be like one of those group projects when you're back in high school. You know, everybody has a part, everybody has a role, we all get credit. Some do more than others, obviously. Like, I had to keep texting my family with updates every hour. I had to take picture after picture. And do you know that those TVs on bedsides in hospitals don't have DVRs? Like, if you want to watch something on TV there, you have to watch it live. Like a medieval caveman. I wasn't having it. I was throwing a fit, but it was a little bit less than a group project. It was more like my experience playing Little League Baseball. Like when I first showed up, the coach looked at me and was like, this kid has no idea what he's doing. I can't have him wrecking the game. I can't have him losing them for us. So I'm going to do what every coach does in this situation in Little League. I'm going to stick him out in right field. So there I was, just minding my own business, you know, catching flies, and the coach would be like, hey, Erin, how you doing out there? What, coach? Good stuff, bud. Keep it up. Keep it up. So, when I walked into the delivery room, it was the same situation. The doctor we looked in the eyes, and he said, "You don't know anything what you're doing in here. You're not touching anything important, but I am going to give you a job so you feel like you're involved. I'm going to ask you to hold your wife's legs." So that's what I did. I'm holding my wife's legs, which ironically were in stirrups at the same time. Which I don't know why he had me doing that, but he also told me to remind her to breathe. You know, breathing, that involuntary thing we all do 1,000,000 times a day. So I'm sitting there, come on, babe. Whatever I've seen in the movies, I didn't know how to do it right. But anyway, I keep peering over, and I know the doctor's a guy, and I know what any other gentleman might be thinking. Wouldn't you, a man, be intimidated by another man jamming his hands in your wife's hot pocket? And normally I would say yes, but this doctor was McDreamy. That's all I'm going to say. He was tall, he was dark, he was handsome, and I didn't mind the fact that he is, I'm going to set my mic down, jamming his hands up in there. And the reason he's continually jamming them up is because my son is turned, and they're trying to get his shoulders in the right position, and he just won't do it. And I just started thinking, hey, this kid isn't even born yet, and he's already not listening to me. His teenage is going to be rough. But oh my goodness, it got rough. And the doctor, he couldn't, he was working my wife's downtown district, and he just couldn't get him to come out. And then, thankfully, a saving grace walked in, and it was a German doctor. And I know what you're thinking. German doctors historically don't have the best track record, but this guy, he was a saint because he walked in with the confidence of a conqueror, and he goes, "I got this." If you were expecting a German accent, so was I. I was surprised, as you probably are. But I will say, I don't remember his name, but he will forever be remembered to me as Jim Henson. Because when he got his hands up my wife, he worked her like a puppet. And after 58 hours of labor, my son graced us with his presence finally. And like I said, my wife didn't remember too much about this. So as she's hearing the story and recollecting all this, she had this look, and she just says, "Is that why your nickname for me is Fozzie Bear?" So, waka waka. That's my son.
Aaron Patrick. Well done, sir. And now we're going to go to Eric. Is it Dowis? Is that how you say it, sir?
You nailed it. Perfect.
Look at there.
You said it better than I do.
In Marble Hill, Georgia. I don't know that I've heard of Marble Hill. What's it near?
You ain't heard of Marble? It's right next to Tate. We out here next to Tate. We got Jasper. We out here in the middle of it.
Right on. Okay. Do you have any questions before I start your time?
Well, I got a ton of questions, Kimberly, but we ain't got time for that. Let's just get it going.
All right. Well, your 5 minutes start now.
Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you for doing this. I want to thank everybody for watching this thing. This is awesome, finally being in front of a live audience again. The last time I was in front of a live audience, I did a show in Branson, Missouri. I don't know if you've been to Branson, but I had never been out there. And first, let me just say, it is amazing what qualifies as a damn airport in Branson, Missouri. I'm pretty sure we landed in a Walmart parking lot. They had us getting our luggage out of a damn cart corral. But I had never been out there, and so a friend of mine was describing Branson to me. He said Branson is basically the Christian version of Las Vegas. Well, hell, I was excited. I love Las Vegas. I got out to Branson. I'm going to tell you right now, the Christian version of Vegas sucked. They didn't have no gambling, no nudity, no legalized weed. I'm like, what's the point of being a Christian if you ain't going to ask forgiveness every now and then? Y'all wasting all get out of hell free cards. But while I was out there, Kimberly, I had a good thing happened to me. The theater that had me out there, they gave me a gift certificate for a free massage, and I had never had a massage before. So I went down there to the little massage parlor. I was all kind of excited. Let me tell you something. If you have never gotten a massage and you don't know what you're getting into, you need to do some research, because it's easy to misconstrue the situation. I got down there. I was in the lobby. I'm waiting, and they have this good-looking young girl comes and picks me up, takes me back to a private room, turns down the lights, puts on these background nature sounds. Then she starts telling me what she's going to do to me for the next 90 minutes. Well, hell, I got turned on like a son of a bitch. I ain't never had a woman talk to me like this. This was crazy. But then here's the thing. Right before she started on the massage, she told me, she said, I'm going to step outside for a moment so you can undress down to your comfort level. And I thought, oh, crap. I have no idea what my comfort level is. I have put no thought. I didn't know. Why are you making me draw the line? This is my first time doing. I don't know what's appropriate. Like, she comes back in and I'm sprawled out naked on the table wearing nothing but a leather mask. Is that too far? Is that over the line? I ain't trying to pull a Robert Kraft, but at the same time, I don't want to play it too safe. You know, I don't want to accidentally miss out on some options that may or may not be on the table. I don't want her to come back in and see me wearing my boxer shorts and thinks, well, I guess he don't want any extras. No, I want the full package. Whatever my gift certificate entitles me to, that's what the hell I want. Now, I'll say this. Here's the thing. That was a great time in Branson. But right before the Branson show, the second to last show I did, was at a place in Florida. I don't know if you'll know this place. It's called The Villages. The Villages, if you don't know about The Villages, this is like a retirement place, a retirement community. Except they don't want you to say retirement. They say 55 and up, which apparently means you move in when you're 55 and then you stay until you go up. Because I'm talking about this. Walking around The Villages looked like they had passed away years ago. Man, I pulled into The Villages. I thought I had driven into the zombie apocalypse. Everybody walking around all slow, moaning. Bodies falling apart. One lady blew me a kiss, her damn teeth come with it. This place is off the chain crazy. But that ain't even the craziest part, Kimberly. Here's what the crazy part is. And listen, I'm not saying this, okay? This ain't me. I'm just telling you what I hear, okay? Apparently, the rumor is that The Villages are the STD capital of Florida. Damn STD. This is the old people down there getting freaky, Kimberly. This is what I'm talking about. This is the STD. Look, if you the STD capital of Florida, you the STD capital. In my book, I've been to Florida. I know how they get down in Florida. And listen, if you top of the heap in Florida, you worldwide in my book, okay? These are old people down here, Kimberly. Old people down here churning out new STDs by the minute. You think they're afraid of the coronavirus in The Villages? They got STDs in The Villages, eat the coronavirus for breakfast, okay? They ain't wearing masks. Ain't no mask gonna save them down there in The Villages. That's next level down there. And look, again, I'm not saying it's true, okay? Don't put this on me. This ain't on me. I'm just telling you what I know. And listen, I'm not saying it's true, but I will tell you this. That show at The Villages, that's the only place where after the show, my payment included penicillin. So you be the judge. You be the judge. That's what I'm giving you the information, and y'all decide. Listen, thank y'all so much for letting me be here tonight. Thank you guys for listening, and everybody be safe and be healthy out there.
All right, Eric Dowis, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And now our last comic for round 2, we're going to go to Ty Funny. Ty, how's it going? I think you're muted, Ty.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going wonderful.
Look, you'd have flipped us around. Look at.
I didn't see him touching stuff. That's what I get. I
step away from
touching stuff.
Step away from the buttons. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
How you doing, Kim?
I'm good.
Everybody make some noise. Yay!
All right, your 5 minutes.
Crazy.
You ready for me to start your time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your 5 minutes start now.
All right. Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. Hey, America. Hey, white people. Hey. Hi, Ty. That's what y'all usually say when I'm around y'all, but the coronavirus is going on, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, man. Oh, man. What's going on in my life, man? I've been traveling. I've been going out. I've been doing things, you know. Went to Atlanta not too long ago, and I had a good time before the coronavirus, right before the coronavirus. And something crazy happened. I kid you not, something crazy happened. I had to go to the bathroom immediately. I ate the wrong thing. I don't know if it was Crystal, Sonics, something fast and greasy. It was terrible. It made my stomach go weird. It had to evacuate. I could not digest it correctly. Ugh. So I ended up going stuck in the mall or whatever. I'm walking around, I'm sweating, I'm smelling, I'm pooting, white people dying. It's getting a little freaky in the mall. And I finally make it to the bathroom, and I take care of my business, But something strange happened that day. God wanted to play a game with Ty. As soon as I got comfortable and took care of my business, a lady came in the bathroom and said, "Oh my God, it smells like poop and hair." Tim, I didn't know I walked into the female's bathroom and nobody told me.
Oh no!
I am a grown man in Georgia. I know I'm from Wisconsin. I know that they really don't like black people sometimes, sometimes. But I know that a big black man should not be in a woman's bathroom. I learned that. I know it's got to be a law somewhere, like that'll get you fined 1,000 years. Like I just feel like if that happened, oh God. So I went ahead and handled my business, and I don't know why this lady thought to ask me. She may have saw them big feet or something, but it was just like really weird. And she said, "Can I have some tissue?" I don't want to go to jail. So you know what? I just played along. I said, "Yes, I have tissue." And within 10 minutes later, I got to know Samantha. She's a very nice young lady. I gave her good advice on her relationship. I just feel like, she should just suck a little more penis. It'll make him happy, And I hope, Scott, you took advantage of that opportunity, man. I was looking out for you. Salute to Scott. That's a stupid joke. That didn't happen. No, it did. It did happen. It happened. I didn't talk. I just ran out of the bathroom. I was so petrified. I didn't even wipe. Just I'm kidding. I'm terrible. That's playing. My wisdom tooth coming in. I feel like I'm going through puberty all over again. Stuff just getting weird on my body. I don't know what's going on. Oh. I'm like 30, and I feel like I went through puberty wrong because I got titties first. I don't. Do other guys get boobs? I'm still trying to comprehend. Do other? Like, why did I get titties? I thought I was supposed to get a huge penis. I'm black. Come on, guys, go play it. But I guess I got in the wrong line. I got in the titty line. I'm dyslexic, and don't nobody help me. I don't know how to read. Man, but other than that, man, the Trump money, I do like Trump because he gave us black people some money. I'm not gonna lie. He don't understand that shit came in handy. That $1,200 is gone now, but I was stunned for 3 days. Oh my God. I was at KFC and goddamn Popeyes turning up. They was like, "Damn, you want another 6-piece? Yes, bitch. You put extra sauce on it." Oh my God. It's ignorant. That's a stupid joke because that's not true. Oh man, I don't know, man. I'm having a good time. I got this stupid mic in my hand. I was trying to be professional, but I do not have the right equipment for this. I actually ain't got no pants on right now. No, it's funny when you can do stuff like this, though. I'm gonna call it in. This is for me, Kim. But thank y'all, man. I'm Ty Funny. Y'all have a good night.
Ty Funny, everybody. Okay, the time has come for you to vote for a round 2 winner. Once again, you will notice the slide in front of you has a QR code, a URL underneath it, as well as links in the comments and links in the description of the video. So you got 5 minutes to vote on a winner for round 2, and we will see you back soon. That's right, live stand-up comedy from the comfort of your car. It's like a drive-in movie. You park your car in a space facing the stage. You tune your car stereo in to 95.7 to hear us loud and clear. In accordance with the governor's guidelines, please do not leave your vehicle. Show times are at 8 and 9:30 p.m. and run for about 45 minutes. The cost is only $20 per carload. Spaces are limited. Get yours at shenaniganshsv.square.site. Please bring your own refreshments and use the bathroom before you get here. This weekend, in honor of Mother's Day, we bring you our Momedy Show. All moms, all shows. This is an outdoor event. However, as long as it's not storming, the show will go on. If weather is questionable, please check our Facebook page for updates. We hope to see you soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. The slide that you see on your screen right now is the lineup of comics we have coming up this coming Tuesday. They're from all over the place. I believe we even have a Canadian contestant in this one. It's going to be a great show. We hope that you'll tune in. But for now, we're going to go back to what the contest at hand. And again, I'm Kimberly Wilson, your host, and we have a round 2 winner. So the people that are on Skype, don't say anything, but help me with a drum roll. I'm not hearing anybody helping me with a drum roll. That's all right. There we go. The round 2 winner is Erin Patrick, everybody. Congratulations, Erin. We'll see him again in just a moment. But for now, we're going to cut back over here and check back in with Kim Wadsworth, our round 1 winner. Hello again, Kim.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. All right, you're going to have 3 minutes this time with a light at 2.5 and again at 3 and a cutoff at 3:15. Are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, your 3 minutes start now.
You know, I realize I got a little bit of a different look. I got this wacky faux hawk. I got, multiple piercings. I got like 16, 17, 18, 20 piercings. And it throws people off a little bit. I get a lot of different reactions from people just going to the grocery store or hopping on stage. Half the people are kind of like, woo-wee, she looks like somebody that's fun to party with. And the other half's kind of like, nope. Looks like she's lost a bet. And I get it. I mean, I've started doing wacky stuff with this hair. It was right after the rednecks stole the mullet from the lesbians. I don't know if y'all remember that. It's early 90s. Some of y'all are too young for it. But what I'm saying is this hair doesn't do itself. I mean, it's on purpose. And I get people coming up to me, strangers, saying, are you a guy or a girl? I think I just need to thank Kimberly Wilson for having this really awkward online gender reveal. Guys, I'm just a girl that likes Birkenstocks, softball, and Melissa Etheridge. It's like any other girl. Yeah. And, you know, I think gender is irrelevant to things, right? Especially when you have something like this going on. Like, I don't have resting bitch face. I mean, look, I got resting butch face. It comes in handy. It comes in handy because, look, I can be the spokesperson for probably the best marketing idea I've ever come up with. Okay, if you're like me, you hate the holidays. And my worst holiday is Christmas time. And I like hanging out with the family, but we put so much pressure on our kids. Good. And to enforce this as parents, we got Elf on a Shelf. I mean, the Jewish faith now have Minch on a bench. And even Snoop Dogg's in the game with Snoop on a stoop. Look, with a face like this, here's my marketing idea. If anybody wants to invest with me, let me know. You don't need a special holiday for this one. Let me present to you Queer with a Beer. I mean, listen, I'll come over and babysit your kids, boot camp style. Because look, if you've got beer, I'm your queer. Hey, that's my time, everybody. I'm Kim Wadsworth. Thank you so much.
All right, Kim Wadsworth, everybody. And now we're going to go back to Erin Patrick. Welcome back, Erin. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Your 3 minutes start now.
Perfect. All right, so I want to take a moment and just talk to the parents out there. And we all know that when we're raising our kids, there's some big decisions you have to make. Like the one that my wife and I are working out right now, and that's, do you pronounce it Uranus or Uranus? Apparently my wife is not too fond of the anus. So I thought she could wrap her head around the idea of us being an anus family. And she even came close once. I remember the night, it was my birthday. I thought it was going to happen, and then just, I don't know, she just fell asleep on the couch, and you guys know how it is. So now, like I said, we're a Uranus house, and I don't know. If you happen to be an anus house, let me tell you, prior to getting married, I myself was an anus man. I mean, I grew up in an anus house. In fact, my mother, light of my life, is one that actually taught me at a very young age that, Uranus is the proper way, and anyone that thinks otherwise is not only wrong, they're not a true Christian. And I believe I can't remember what page of the Bible it was, but I'm pretty sure it said, if God didn't want us to prefer Uranus, he wouldn't have given us the option. So, like I said, parents, you got to work that stuff out. But, one more thing though for the parents out there is, I think we're on day, 55, 60, something like that. And if you're with your partner, you got to work out some new moves, right? Things you were doing 60 days ago or even last week might not be working anymore. So I've been doing some research on, some strategies on the, get my wife in the mood again. And I read somewhere that I should take lyrics from popular love songs and text them to her, like when she goes out to the store. So that's what I did today. I took out my phone, and I just, she was at the grocery store, and I just texted her, and I said, hey, babe, I'll make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you tight, baby, all through the night. That's right, boys to men. Who could say no to boys to men? I thought I was in the clear. And I was even happier when I got the message that said, I don't know if I would say I was happy, because I did get this following message that was, I'm in line at the grocery store, and the woman in front of me has 32 items in her cart, and it's the 12 items or less line. We'll talk about this later. So if there's any couples out there in the comments, if you have some advice for me and my wife, I'd love to hear it. But I think that's my time. I'm Erin Patrick. Thank you all very much. Y'all have a good night.
Erin Patrick, everybody. All right, folks, this is it. Your third chance to vote and the only chance to vote for a winner for the entire night. This person gets to go on to the... Once again, there's your QR code. There's the URL underneath it. There is a link that just got dropped into the comments as well as in the description. So you got 5 minutes and it starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll notice, we're going to have us another virtual bingo night this Sunday. We hope you can join us. It's a lot of fun, and it's hosted by those goofy women, Turnip and Joletta. And on this lovely slide, you'll see that we also have some beautiful, fashion-forward, fabulous Shenanigans Comedy t-shirts for sale for only $15. If you'd like to be one of the cool kids, you can go get that at shenaniganshsv.square.site. And welcome back once again. I'm still Kimberly Wilson. I'm still in Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm still hosting this show. And I'm going to be for about another 30 seconds until I can announce our winner. And here we go. We're going to do another drum roll. The winner of tonight's Clash of Comics, who will get a chance to come back and compete for the $100 finale, is Erin Patrick, everybody.
Woo!
I told both Erin and Kim that I was super glad I didn't have to pick a winner because they were both freaking hilarious. But let's cut back over to Erin real quick. Erin, congratulations, sir.
Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm trying to keep my, not be too loud. My kids fell asleep about an hour ago, and if I wake them up, I got to go put them back to sleep. So.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's a good reason not to get nutty. Well, we will see you back on, I believe it's Tuesday the 26th for our finale show, Erin. But awesome. Until then, thank you so much. And we appreciate everyone being here. And that's all we have for this evening. We hope you guys will join us on Tuesday for our next edition of Clash of the Comics. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Thanks a lot, everybody.